Hello, world. Good morning. Welcome back. Today, I'm so excited to be joined by Nicolina, who is the founder and CEO of a company called Prooven, which is based all on blockchain. And I know I find this really interesting because when I think of blockchain, I'm of course thinking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but that's not what your business is about at all. So, Nicolina, why don't we just jump in right there and tell us what do you see really is blockchain and the future of blockchain?
Yeah, absolutely. So the future is definitely all blockchain related. Every single company and industry is going to blockchain technology because it's a new way of accounting. Instead of having the dual ledger accounting or the general ledger where a central bank houses all the information and it can be hacked easily and they can get that data, the distributed ledger technology, which is blockchain, what it does is it sends the information to all of these machines and they verify whether or not that's accurate. And then once they verify it and they come to consensus, then a block is actually added to the chain. And the block is immutable. And you can have different types of blockchains. My blockchain is completely public. So that way it's like peer to peer. It's not housed by any single entity. I can give you an example like Libra, the Facebook new coin, and then all these banks are coming up with new coins. They're on the blockchain, but they're utilizing a private blockchain. So they're
Hmm.
still controlling all of the everybody's data and they're still making it to where, yeah, it might be more efficient. They save money and more secure for them, but it's not necessarily, taking everything and opening it up to the public and really having that transparency. Um, so blockchain is the best technology I've looked into. It is definitely going to infiltrate every single industry. The way that I'm utilizing it is in education. So I'm doing blockchain credentialing, which is going to be creating digital trust, and it's going to be a verifiable resume because right now there's about 30% of the resumes on LinkedIn don't have the accurate qualifications listed. So it's either the degree or the work experience, it's falsified. So
Nice.
it's a huge, huge industry. There's something called degree mills. You can get a degree for $200 off of the internet, and
Hmm.
nobody's going to realize if that's fake or not. And that's a multi-billion-dollar business that I would like to see no longer be around because I think we should be proud of whether it is our work experience or a degree or a certificate or any kind of education that you have.
Yeah. And I know you have a really interesting story of how you even came to this business because you weren't always an entrepreneur. So tell us a little bit about your story and how you came to start up Proven.
Yeah, definitely. So I worked for Bank of America for 12 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it was definitely a career. I did everything from project management, training and development, and risk. And the most recent position that I had before I left, it was in our risk area.
Mm-hmm.
And I started questioning some things because we had a new MRA, which is a matter requiring attention that came from regulators. And I
Mm-hmm.
was wondering what regulation that this fell under, why we were getting it. Like it made me ask a lot of questions. So then I was putting a few things together and I realized we weren't following another regulation that had to do with reading a disclosure with making payments over the phone.
Mm.
So uh, while all this was going on, I started reading American Banker because I wanted to know what was going on with the future of the big banks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I found out the OCC was coming in and doing stress tests, and that's one of the reasons why the MRAs were coming about and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time I heard about blockchain. So it had to do with fintech companies, and American Banker was saying, these big banks may potentially have issues because of fintech, but then they're also looking into blockchain. So it was just It was really incredible. Then I came across a white paper that had to do with education, and that was from the UN.
Hmm. And what did you learn from that white paper?
From the white paper, I learned you could utilize blockchain in education a dozen different ways. You can utilize it for their identity. You
Hmm.
can utilize it for people who don't necessarily have the funds to go to school. They can utilize cryptocurrency. You don't have to transfer any of your information. It would verify the credentialing. And then it would help with going international because we have a huge gap to where we don't accept degrees from other countries. We have
Hmm.
to go through the entire process of learning again, or going through the educational system. And it's a waste of time and money. And another thing that's kind of a big gap is institutions, educational institutions, they are the ones who determine whether or not they accept transfer credits. It's
Hmm.
completely up to them. There's
Hmm.
no regulations, there's nothing around it. So if I want to go to XYZ school and they say, well, I'm sorry, this class and this class and this class we don't accept, I have to take it all over again and spend that money. And I
Hmm.
just don't think that's fair.
Hmm. And from you, I hear that that's really important. One of the things I get about you is that you're such a curious person and you've learned so much, but you haven't been through anything like the traditional educational system that most people go through. So tell us more about your whole approach to learning.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're all lifelong learners.
Hmm.
Ever since we're born, we're learning how to walk, we're learning how to talk, and technology is changing ever so fast right now that we really need to be at the forefront of it and kind of,
Hmm.
know what we're doing. And something that always kind of triggered in my mind too was it's not about nuclear wars anymore. It's about cyber wars. And it's about protecting our country and protecting, each other also. So that's something that I thought was kind of interesting. But I love to read. So I think that's the huge thing. And
Hmm.
when I get stuck on researching something, like it's all about researching that. So I didn't know what smart contracts were. I didn't know what Ethereum was. I didn't know anything. And it's just been this really awesome learning experience. Um, I even got to go to a mining facility
Hmm.
and I got to see the machines that actually generate the Bitcoin. So all these machines are on the blockchain and they verify the transaction. And that is how Bitcoin and other coins are generated is it's a reward for that machine verifying the transaction. Like it's just incredible stuff that I don't know, blows my mind.
So tell us more about where you're at with Proven and what you see happening in the next year or two.
Absolutely. So Proven is in the MVP stage. So I have an entire blockchain platform that's built, and it's going to be to verify the credentialing first before we verify the work experience. I'm partnering with different universities and different employers for them to, beta test it.
Hmm.
And it should be fully fledged by, I would say, the next 3 to 6 months.
Hmm.
And we should be moving forward with that. So it's super exciting. The end of this week, I should have my MVP. So you guys can go and sign up.
Congratulations. It's very
Thank you.
exciting. And
Yeah.
I hear that you're up to interesting things yourself just within the entrepreneurial community. So tell us more about some of these other activities and projects you've taken on.
Yes, absolutely. I love startup world. I love Yes Phoenix. I love everything about it. It's a more than a community, it's a family. So I go to a lot of entrepreneur events and I actually host them myself. So I host Startup Grind Chandler and I also host SoGal, which is a female founders association, and I do workshops for them. And then I also help run meetings for a co working community facility here. I'm involved in the chamber and go to the economic updates, and have just gotten really involved with building relationships with people in the community and the startup community, because we feel that entrepreneurs and businesses and startups, I mean, that's what really drives the economy, and that's what helps, everything thrive. So we really try to concentrate on that as a community. We're the community of innovation. It's pretty awesome.
It sounds very awesome. Congratulations on all of that. So we are almost out of time, but for people in the audience who are interested in learning more about blockchain, everything from Bitcoin to all of these other new horizons that you've been discussing, what would you recommend? How can we all start to learn more?
You guys can keep an eye out on me, because I'm going to have a TV show talking about blockchain. That will also be coming up. Yes, it's called Blockchain Capital. It's going to be on the Fly Mackie TV channel. And let's see, I lost my train of thought.
Blockchain 101, how do we start?
And then Prooven.io. You guys can go there, learn some more. And then BlockGeeks. BlockGeeks is pretty awesome. You actually earn blocks as you go through the education, and then you can convert those blocks into cryptocurrency like Bitcoin.
Wow, I'm going to have to check that out. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I'll send you a link too. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we'll definitely include that in the show notes too, so that everybody can become a block geek.
Perfect. Yep, I'm a total geek.
I love it. So just remind everybody one more time, where's the best place to find you? What exactly is your website or social media? What's the best place?
My website is Prooven.io, and that's with 2 O's. And then all my social media is Prooven. It's either .io or _io. So it just depends. I think my Twitter is _. So you could always find me at Prooven.io, and that's with 2 O's.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate learning from you.
It was a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. See you all next time.
Thanks for joining us today. Please don't forget to subscribe, review, and share this show. If you'd like exclusive content and behind-the-scenes insight, for just $4 a month, you can support us at buymeacoffee.com. Now, go make it a great day. Ask me why.